Thousands of people will be gathering in Balboa Park this morning to support those living with Alzheimer's disease. The Walk4ALZ kicks off in just a few hours.
Such a great event. That's where we find 10 News reporter Natay Holmes. Natay, the proceeds go directly to families who live around the county.
That's right. The Walk4ALZ is one of San Diego's biggest walks for Alzheimer's patients, and the money goes directly to local families here in the county. And you can see right here, it's a little quiet right now, but won't be the case this morning. You can see all of the tents set up. That's because a lot of resources will be here for those families and caregivers who need some resources dealing with those who are living with Alzheimer's. And joining me this morning is Eugenia Wells, CEO with Alzheimer's San Diego. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for being up so early with us this morning.
Happy to be here. Anything for the cause.
Awesome. So just for starters, tell us, thousands of people living in San Diego have been diagnosed with Alzheimer's or some sort of dementia.
Right. We know right now there are 84,000 people in San Diego County who have been diagnosed with dementia. We suspect that number is actually much higher with people who haven't yet received a diagnosis or maybe have an improper diagnosis. So it's wide-reaching in San Diego.
Why is it so important that folks come out and really take in these resources and learn what's going on with Alzheimer's? That way so they can better assist, those living with it.
This is our biggest fundraiser, but also it's the biggest time to get people out and together. We want to raise the awareness of who we are and what we do, because all the services we provide to citizens in the county is 100% free. So people who need our help, we're here for them. We just need them to know to call us.
What is one of the biggest tips that you give to families who may just be starting or learning that one of their family members is dealing with dementia or Alzheimer's?
Sure. The number one thing we hear from people is that they wish they had called us sooner. So even if you don't think you need us or you don't know what you need, call us and we can help point you in the right direction.
Awesome. And then so there's still time to come on out. Thousands of people are expected to be participating in today's walk, about 3,000 people to be exact. There's still time to sign up. All you have to do is come on down, head over to the registration booth that opens at 6:30 this morning, and the walk officially kicks off at 8 a.m. Live in Balboa Park, Natay Holmes, 10 News.
Thousands of people will gather in Balboa Park this morning to support those who are living with Alzheimer's disease. The Walk4ALZ kicks off in just a few hours.
And that's where we find 10 News reporter Natay Holmes. And Natay, the proceeds go directly to families here locally.
That's right. The Walk4ALZ is San Diego's biggest walk for Alzheimer's, and all of the money goes back into the community to support local families here in San Diego. Now, it's a little quiet this morning, but that won't be the case later on. You can actually see folks are out here getting set up. A lot of tents are out here this morning. That's because there will be a lot of resources out here that folks can come and get knowledge about as far as those living with dementia or Alzheimer's. And joining me again this morning is Eugenia Wells. Good morning.
Good morning.
So just for starters, if we think that a loved one may have dementia or Alzheimer's, what are some of the symptoms that they can look for?
Sure. We all forget things and people worry that, oh my gosh, I lost my car keys. Do I have dementia? But it's really more if you have your car keys in your hand and you don't know what they do, that's more of a concern. Also concerns with normal routine, things people have done for years and years, and all of a sudden they can't do it the way they used to anymore. It's really important to see your physician when you have those changes and get a baseline. We do free memory screenings, so it's really good even to come in. Some people come in about once a year just to get a checkup and wonder, do they have something going on?
So if we think that a loved one has dementia or Alzheimer's, what is the best route for them to go?
The best route always is to see your physician and get a real comprehensive screening, because it could be the beginnings of Alzheimer's or dementia, or it could be something like a medication that's having a negative reaction to your body. It could be depression. There are some reversible forms of dementia that are associated with medications. Dementia, nutrition and hydration are very important, and just getting those things on track can help with those reversible signs of dementia. But it's always about seeing your physician, or come see us and we can tell you where you should go.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being out here early again with us this morning. The Walk4ALZ kicks off this morning, starts at 8 o'clock, but there's still time to come on down, support those living in the community with Alzheimer's. Registration starts at 6:30, and of course, like I said, there's still time to come on down and support the cause. Live in Balboa Park, Natay Holmes, 10 News.
Thousands of people will gather in Balboa Park this morning. Some of them are already there to support those who are living with Alzheimer's disease. The Walk4ALZ kicks off in just a few hours.
And it really is such a great event. That's where we find 10 News reporting Natay Holmes. And Natay, the proceeds here go to local families throughout the county.
Absolutely. Those proceeds stay right here in San Diego. Such a great cause for people to come out and support this morning. As you can see, a little bit more activity out here this morning. We got folks out here setting up, getting ready for the big event. You can see actually the table right in front of us with all the bananas and treats. Those are for the walkers. And then just beyond there, that is the registration booth where folks can still come on out and register and sign up this morning. But joining me again is Eugenia Welch. Good morning.
Good morning.
So just for starters, what can folks expect coming out here this morning?
Well, they can expect to be surrounded by about 3,000 people who all are sharing the same journey and know exactly what they're going through. We're going to have some Kid Zone entertainment. We'll do face painting. We have a pet costume contest, and then, of course, the walk.
Awesome. Tell us how long the walk is and where will folks be kind of walking around in Balboa Park?
Going to go all around through the park and then come back down to here to the finish line, and it's just under, I think it's about 2.5 miles.
Awesome. So what makes this great event every year that we just keep seeing more and more people come back?
It's just so important. More and more people are touched by this disease every year, so more and more people are wanting to come out and get involved. We see a lot of people who maybe their person with the disease has passed away, but they still come back year after year because they really want to help the cause. And we're so grateful to people who feel like we've supported them, and so now they want to come back and support us.
Awesome. And there's still time to register?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can come down, register right up until the walk starts at 8 o'clock, and it's a great day.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being out here this morning. Again, come on down. Registration kicks off at 6:30. We already have folks out here signing up, getting ready to go for the big event. And again, it kicks off at 8 o'clock this morning. Live in Balboa Park, Natay Holmes, 10 News.
Thousands of people are gathering in Balboa Park this morning to support those living with Alzheimer's disease. It is the Walk4ALZ and kicks off here in just a little while.
And that's where we find 10 News reporter Natay Holmes. And Natay, the proceeds stay pretty much throughout the county, going to local families.
That's right. It's a great cause, and dozens of people, thousands of people to be exact, are coming out here for the big event this morning. You can actually see we are right in front of the registration booth where folks are already coming out and registering, signing up. It's open. Come on down if you want to support this great cause. But joining me again this morning is Eugenia Welch. Good morning.
Good morning.
And I know that we want to briefly talk about the caregivers and the local families. I know that a big part of taking care of someone who may be living with Alzheimer's or dementia is patience.
Absolutely. It's a 24-hour job, and it is a whole family disease because everyone has to pitch in to take care of the person. So it's really important for the caregivers to somehow find time to take care of themselves as well.
And then for the patients as well, it's a transition for them as well, going through this, not being as independent as before as well.
Right. So people want to be as independent as they can, and it's important to try to let them be. We have to really look at what are the things they're trying to do, and if it's not a safety risk, let them do what they can, and maybe you'll have to fix it later. It doesn't matter how the laundry's folded. If that gives them purpose to do it and you have to fix it later, no big deal. But if it's a safety risk, of course, that's different. But it really is important to try to meet them at their level.
And then so for some caregivers who are just going through this and they're thinking that this is possibly a little bit, maybe overwhelming, they feel a lot of weight on their shoulders, what is some of the things that Alzheimer's San Diego can help them with?
We can help them with a lot, with figuring out, how to communicate better with the person they're caring for. And there are also 38 support groups throughout the county that people find a lot of meaning and benefit from. And so we can hook them up with a support group. They can call in and speak with one of our social workers who can help them walk through what they're going through at the moment and give them some tips at that time. And a lot of the education classes really are about skills to help better take care of your person going through the disease.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And again, a lot of these resources are free that the organization offers, so you definitely want to take advantage of those those, as well as a lot of resources out here this morning at the Walk for All. So come on down again. Registration just opened up at 6:30. The walk kicking off at 8 a.m. Live in Balboa Park. Natay Holmes, 10 News.
Thousands of people gathering right now in Balboa Park this morning to support those living with Alzheimer's disease. The Walk for Alz kicks off pretty soon here.
And that is where we find 10 News reporter Natay Holmes. The proceeds, of course, we know go directly to local families. We see the walk is underway behind you, Natay.
That's right. The walk is underway. About 3,000 people are coming out here to support the Walk for All. It's definitely a great cause to support local families here in San Diego, especially with those living with Alzheimer's and dementia. But you can see out here dozens of people out here. Good morning. Good morning. Awesome. So you can see out here, there's a lot of people out here with teams supporting those living with Alzheimer's around the community. Now, today's route is a little less than 3 miles away. So participants are, as you can see, are walking, and they will be looping around Balboa Park. Now, the event is hosted by Alzheimer San Diego, and they offer a number of free resources for families and caregivers. There are currently 84,000 people living with Alzheimer's or other dementia here in the county. So, of course, there are also dozens of vendors. Once they get back to Balboa Park, back to this area, they'll be able to see dozens of vendors as well as resources that they can have out here that will help with a loved one who may have been diagnosed. But you can see dozens of people out here this morning, all out here for a great cause, fundraising thousands of dollars just for local families here in San Diego. But you can see the excitement, you can see the love surrounding. It's been a very emotional event out here. They just had the opening ceremony about 30 minutes ago, and you had some caregivers as well as family members giving their testimonies, just how it has been dealing with their loved ones. So it's just been a very all-around great event out here this morning. Live in Balboa Park, Natay Holmes, 10 News. Supporting those living with Alzheimer's, we're live in Balboa Park, where San Diego's largest run for the cause is underway. 10 News this morning starts right now.
Thousands of people will be gathering in Balboa Park. In fact, they are already there and underway to support those living with Alzheimer's disease. The Walk for Alz is happening today.
And that's where we find 10 News reporter Natay Holmes. And Natay, the great thing is that all the proceeds stay local.
Stays right here in San Diego, supporting our local families, especially those living with Alzheimer's, as well as the caregivers. But you can see the race is underway this morning. Have a few people already making their way back through the finish line. It's a great, great cause. And joining me again is Eugenia Welch, President and CEO of the Alzheimer San Diego. Good morning.
Good morning.
How has it been just seeing so many people, almost 3,000 folks, come here just to support the cause?
It really is such a beautiful sight to stand up on stage and look out and see all the people here in the morning. It's just an incredible feeling to know this many people are here to support Alzheimer's San Diego and the 84,000 people in San Diego County living with the diagnosis of Alzheimer's or dementia.
And then we were talking a little bit earlier, we have folks who are just now dealing with a loved one who has Alzheimer's or dementia, to people who may have had their loved ones passed already. But there's a large spectrum of folks here this morning.
Yeah, there are people here at all ends of the spectrum, and we even have people, it's rare, but a couple of people who say they don't know anyone with Alzheimer's, but they just know it's a big issue and they want to be here to support it. But we see all gamuts, people very early diagnosed to end stage.
Awesome. And so it's just a great feeling out here, being out here. A lot of emotions as well, though, too.
Yeah, our top fundraiser, Linda, calls it a big group hug, and I think it really is. Everybody's here to support each other, but it can be very emotional. A lot of times people are here and they've just lost someone recently, or they've just been diagnosed, and that's a very emotional thing. So it's a good, safe place, though, because everybody knows what the feelings and the emotions are that everyone's going through.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being out here with us all morning long. As you can see, we have some folks still making their way in. The race, the run kicked off about 8 o'clock this morning, and people are just making their way back to the finish line. But it's all for a great cause. Live in Balboa Park, Natay Holmes, 10 News.